Asking for a raise, man, it can be kind of daunting. The managers or higher ups can lead to a lot of anxiety because of their intensity and kind of erratic responses about things. Like, dude, they be saying some crazy stuff. But today we're going to be talking about how I asked for a raise at my job, and I hope it can help you in some sort of way. But let's get into it. All right, first and foremost, if you're watching this, I'm going to assume three things, okay? One is that you actually have probable cause to ask for a raise. Don't work at a restaurant for 2 weeks and then ask for a raise again. I mean, you have to make a case and you're just not going to be able to make one. Number two is that there's been a decent gap between your last raise. Usually, especially restaurants or retail stores, don't be making raises back to back to back to back. And if you're lower paid, that's going to be more unlikely. So make sure there's a little bit of a gap there. Unless, number three, is which your skill is dramatically increasing the job. A lot of what raises are about is value. And if you bring more value to that company, for example, if it's a fast food restaurant, if you can do every position, front and back, you bring a lot of value to them in that way. Let's get into it. All right, step one is to brainstorm and draft an email regarding a raise. The only caveat here is that you're going to want to imply about the raise and not directly ask for it. And you know what you may be thinking.
Well, why shouldn't I just ask for a raise over an email or grab my manager real fast and just tell him I want a raise?
And the reason is because I feel like personally that the likelihood of getting a raise is better if you sit down in a more formal environment. You know, you want to make them think you may be leaving, as weird as that sounds. If you bring value to the company, they will do what they need to do to let you stay. But anyways, you're going to write an email implying that you want a raise, talk about my skills and my value to this company. I'll put an example of what I used in the description below. It's kind of weird, but it's what I did and it's worked. So on to step number two. All right, step number two is going to be to set up that formal time and place. Usually it's just going to be at your place of work. So if it's like a Walmart or Target, you'll probably meet in the office in there. If it's a fast food restaurant, you'll probably just sit down in the restaurant. This is really important because you want them to think that somebody just killed your wife and your dog, man, and you out for vengeance.
John Wick?
Yes.
Seriousness to it, or you're not going to be taken seriously. That's my opinion, and I'm not very experienced. I mean, I've had the same job for almost 3 years now, but I've seen other people do what I'm doing, and it tends to work better than I think just grabbing a manager real fast, be like, hey, I need a raise. I don't feel like they take it as serious. But get that place and time. You're going to want to include that in your email, the time, the days, and the potential setup times, and that manager will email you back saying yay or nay, and that's that. On to step number three. Real fast before we move on to step number three, I just want to say I don't claim to be like an internet. Like, this advice is just what's worked for me. I'm not telling you at all to go ahead and do this. If you look online and search up how to ask for a raise, dog, it is just a bunch of like boomers and old folks. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, and they are a lot more wise than me. But at the same time, asking for a raise in your teen years and your early 20s can be a lot different than being in like an office job at a manager position and having to talk to your boss about a raise from that front. But anyways, that's all I got to say on to number three. All right, dude. Step three is basically just rehearsing and kind of gathering the list of all your main points, at least on your phone, so you can have some recollection of it when this meeting happens. Because, I mean, I know Chick-fil-A is like super formal, and I'm not sure how a raise meeting would go down at like Taco Bell or something. But at least my managers, I feel like they wanted some level of formality to it. And so I gave them that. I just told them about my skills and asked them, how can I help you? And I turned that into, I kind of need a raise. This is what's going to happen. I'll work full time, yada, yada, yada. Okay. So just create a list of your strengths and skills you believe you bring to the job and the value you bring to them. Ask them how you can do more, and just kind of leave that conversation open, but you want to direct it towards a raise. And this is all before this meeting actually happens, just so you kind of are prepared and a little bit of a rehearsal, so to speak, so you don't sound dumb and you're not shaking while you're up there. But lastly, step four. Oh my gosh, there's still like a Nazi salute, bro. All right, step four, as you might have guessed, is actually just go and get the dang raise. They might say no to your number, but they'll probably offer you an alternative, and that's better than getting the lower number that you've previously been getting paid. I just want to encourage y'all and say, good luck. Stay prepared, be confident. You'll be fine. I mean, these jobs really don't matter that much unless you're trying to really work your way up at a restaurant. Just trying to get some bread for the summer or college or whatever. You've got this. Stay tuned. Alrighty, guys, I know that was a short one, but thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe for more content like this relating to business and money, all that good stuff. Probably going to make some mental health videos too, but that's coming soon. Anyways, that's it. I hope you found some value in this, but God bless.